Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm the King. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all having a great day and staying healthy. Today, we had the developer QnA. There wasn't really too much information in this Q&A. Still a couple of points that I want to talk to you guys and bring this video for those of you guys that didn't see, and go over some of the cool things that they did mention. They mainly focused on the chapter and how it came about and things like that, and then towards the end they gave us a little bit more information on some things that they're working on and looking into. So those are the things we're going to be covering in this video. Before we jump on into this, today is day 23 of our partner push on Twitch, and it's been going splendidly. We have exactly 7 more days, 1 more week until this is officially over. So guys, if you haven't already, please click on the link down below and come and show some support on Twitch. I would highly appreciate it. So let's talk about some of the things. First of all, if you guys didn't know, I had a bet with Mr. Polyester on some of the big gaps and the big openings in some of these walls, and the bet was that in the actual patch we would make them into breakable walls. Poly believed that they will become breakable walls. I thought they would remain open and they would just eventually do that, but not in this patch. And turns out that they are not making them into breakable walls just yet. They want to see how it works when they're not breakable walls, which means I have successfully won my first bet with Polyester. You're going to see all of the things that he needs to do because losing this bet very soon, but I just wanted to put that one out there. Take that, Poly. Besides that, they finally gave us some more information on when this patch is actually coming out and when the archives is coming out. So the patch is officially coming out on Tuesday. So next Tuesday, you'll be seeing all these map changes and everything like that. However, on Wednesday, that is when we're going to be getting the archives. The reason why they're probably not putting it together is because they still want to collect some adequate data on Tuesday of all the map changes and how they work, and then the archives data and everything else after, because you're just going to see a lot of Huntresses and Legions once the Wednesday patch comes. So they want to test everything out with all the killers and all the players on Tuesday. In addition to this, they said that their designer cosmetics are still going on. So if you guys want to make your own awesome creation and submit it to be incorporated into the game, you're more than welcome to do that. They have over 800 submissions, so you guys got to get on it because competition is fierce. We made a video talking about some of the amazing cosmetics that we've seen. Maybe we'll do another one coming up in the future. But so moving on, there was one thing that really kind of caught my attention that I really enjoyed, and it gives me hope for the future. Someone asked the question, what were some things that you wanted to incorporate in this patch but you didn't have time to finish? And they went on a tangent about talking some of the things, but one of the things that they mentioned were some perk changes and some other map changes. So as we know, some maps like Mother's Dwelling and the Asylum didn't really get too much changes. They said that they were looking into some of these maps that didn't get the changes and they wanted to incorporate it, but they just ran out of time, so they'll save it for the next patch. And they also mentioned we probably won't see a major patch to so much maps like this coming in the near future. We'll probably just focus on individual maps again, similar to what they did to Treatment Theater, just because this was a huge patch. You know, they did a lot of work with this, so we'll probably see some of the other map changes coming out there as well. They also mentioned that they were going to incorporate some perk changes. Now, we don't exactly know what perk changes these were going to be. It leads us to two things, where it would be really bad perks becoming better perks and being buffed, or it can be really strong perks being nerfed. So either way, it's interesting to think, because when you think of perk changes, it's one of the two. You know, it's either some of these really bad perks are going to get buffed. As we mentioned, we made a beautiful video talking about some of the perk changes that can be incorporated that would be lovely for these perks to be more viable in 2020. Or some of the stronger perks, think about maybe Sprint Burst, Decisive Strike, Borrow Time, Adrenaline, NOED. Some of these things getting some changes. You know, that would be interesting. We've also been fiddling with those ideas on other videos. In addition to this, they also spoke about something which is probably going to shift the remaining of this video: matchmaking. As you know, in January, there was a huge blog post, and in this blog post, they talked about how they are going to be removing ranks and experimenting with new matchmaking based on your skill. They reiterated that today and talked about a little bit progress update on where they're at. They are nowhere near done, but they have been testing for a very long time. They identified why we see so much rainbow ranks. I know a lot of people are like, fix matchmaking. Well, they're working on it. They're working very hard on it as well. And the reason why we're seeing all these rainbow ranks is because of time and region and your rank itself. And because of this, you're forced into lobbies where they want to make it so that you don't wait as long and you still get into a lobby, because wait times is something that they also need to consider. Because if they wanted to put you in an optimal match every single time and then, you know, people leave the match and things like that, what ends up happening is that you'll be reshuffled in the queue and placed last again, and then you would have to wait longer and longer. And then if everybody's waiting longer, then everybody would complain about that. So they would rather put you into a game with people that, you know, sometimes aren't quite at your same rank or experience, but get you into a game faster. They said that they are looking into this and they will be changing it. As you know, ranking is going to be completely removed. They're also going to be going ahead and overhauling matchmaking completely. As they mentioned in their blog post, it will be based on your skill. So depending how well you do in your matches will determine who you will get ranked up to. So everyone's probably going to say, what about Survivor Friends? This is still going to be overwhelmingly strong. And how would that work with matchmaking? I'm assuming that this new skill level is going to be on a number system, whatever their algorithm is to measure your skill. How long you survive, how much gens you do, how much objectives you do, maybe how long you keep the killer busy, how long you don't take a hit. All of these factors will combine to one big giant score. Obviously, they won't disclose what actually helps you in the skill level, because then people would specifically exploit those kind of things, and you don't really want to do that. That's kind of what we've seen with the emblem system, hence why you see a lot of tunnelers, because you get rewarded for tunneling people and getting unsafe hooks. So a lot of people don't think about that, but that's the reason why a lot of people tunnel as well. So my assumption with all of this Survivor Friends ranking is that they are going to take everybody's score, average it up, and then give you an optimal killer. So let's say you have your player skill levels as, I don't know, 600 and 600, and then 400 and 400, right? So that will be 20 in total. So your average killer would be at the 500. So they will be better than some of the worst players, but not as good as some of the other players. They'll average them and give you an optimal killer to play against. And that will also reduce the queue times, as it's certainly working on a different system and more people will be in that range. This also brings about the thing that we've been talking about so long, and that's crossplay. And crossplay seems like it might be coming in the near future. I think that matchmaking is going to be announced during their developer anniversary stream, if that is still going to happen. I don't really know what's planned for that, but I think they're going to make a major announcement there and talk about crossplay as well, which will also help with matchmaking and queue times and everything like that. This will also optimally put you in good message to face killers and survivors cross-platform, because if you're basing it off a rank 1 PS4 survivor versus a rank 1 PC survivor sometimes don't adequate to the same skill level. No offense to any of the console players, but just because of the things that we have, better optimization, mouse and keyboard compatibility, better sensitivity, things like that, the average rank 1 is better than the average rank 1 on PS4. So that wouldn't be an appropriate way to match them together. However, if you have this new skill system that's going on, then you toss everybody in together, it will sort you out. So then maybe everything will be good. A rank 1 killer on PC will go ahead and face like rank 1 survivors on console, and then maybe like a rank 10 on console will face like rank 12s or 15s. But it won't actually say ranks, of course, it will just be a hidden score. This also brings about the question, are they going to introduce rewards for things like this, and a bunch of other things that we won't get into on this video. But that is pretty much all they really summed up and talked about in this. They also just went ahead and talked about the ideas for the Death Slinger, how they came up with the gun, how long they were working on it, the concept that they came up with it. It's a very interesting watch if you want to go ahead and watch it. I'll leave it linked down below so you can see all of the information, but those are just the major points that they spoke about. And yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy. Make sure you guys do come on out to the stream if you do want to show some support. As always, I'm the King. I tip my crown to you guys, and we'll see you in the fog.